Black power, black love, black first. You are live and uncut for real tonight. I'm trying to keep my son away from me, and I
Yeah,
got my earphones
yeah.
in.
Listen, this is for adults only today.
Right,
Adults only.
right, right. I'm like, let me put. Anyways, I got a 5-year-old soon to be 6, but black love and black happiness, all that good stuff. Black first. I remember you wanted. You just said that you wanted the lady to kind of go over. What a woman means when she says she's independent.
Right.
I know from my relationship back in 1912, mind you, I'm only 35 going on 36, but I remember I had a lot of resentment towards black men, and then because of what one did to me. So what I decided to do was go into, therapy on my own. So
Okay.
that way I could start to heal from that. Like, I know it's not the majority, but at that point, and I can honestly tell you, like, I was a good spouse, whatever. I ain't gonna get into too much of my business, but everything's calmed down now. But for the most part, I had to learn how to differentiate between all black men and one bad man. You get what I'm saying? So that was the first step for me, like we were talking about yesterday, over the past few weeks, healing and healing. But I think for the most part, when a black woman says that she's independent, I switch that up and I say I'm self-sufficient, because we all have to be self-sufficient. You taking care of yourself, the young lady that was on taking care of herself, paying her own bills. Nobody owes anybody anything, male, female, gay, straight, whatever the case might be. It's not necessarily, oh my goodness, I'm black and I got this bag. Oh, thank you. I look like crap right now. But it's not about necessarily checking a bag and trying to be all that and be better than a black man. It's about, hey, like you said, we do have children to support. Move, 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 move. See, we do have children to support. And of course, the children, like my son now, asking for attention. The babies, really, they're gonna get love, because if black women, if we lack up on the parenting and on the mothering, we're already okay. It's 73, 80% of black single households. But if we're raising these children and then we're not loving them, and we already made the decision to have them, so we got to deal with that consequence and the societal judgment, the socioeconomic aspect of it. For those of us who are getting welfare and trying to get off of welfare, going to school, your little CNA, RN, LPN, tech, like we get working at welfare, McDonald's. There's some hardworking sisters out there that are just trying to get by day. And myself, like some of the women on our page, all we hear is, you're black, you're a single mother, you're wrong. Then I got my certifications and y'all got, oh, then you got education and this and that. Exactly. Self-sufficiency, adulting. I didn't have the greatest childhood, but at the same time, I didn't turn out too bad. But I knew at 14, I needed to go get a job. I knew if I ever wanted to become something in life, I needed to stay hitting them books, my certification or something. So that way, if I did bring children into this world, I always taught my soon to be 12-year-old daughter, single parent or single or not, the moment you lay down and you start to bump and grind, since we are all grown on here, you, excuse my French, you start fucking, be prepared for that spouse to go off to war, custody battles, child support, family court. Or you can make a better decision and learn how to communicate with your partner. Whether it be male or female, y'all are tied with those children. It's not to say that black women don't need black men. For some reason, everybody's harping on, we get the houses, we get the car. We put in the work. We put in the work.
Y'all got
Black
help.
men, we
Y'all got help.
no, but here's the thing. Black men can go out there and get financial aid too.
Right.
Black men can go out there and join the army too. Black men can go to nursing school too. I'm a single mother. It's plenty of single mothers on your live right now. We could be out there robbing banks and gang banging and doing whatever. But for those of us who aren't, that's because we made the conscious decision to do so. Another thing, and I have to speak passionately to my brothers to let y'all know, believe it or not, we are dealing with the same oppressor. We are dealing with the same white supremacy that black men are dealing with. That I'm gonna say it again, brothers, Chris, all, because I know Chris don't like me too much. I don't care. Yeah, that's still my brother in culture. I still respect him. We are still going through the same white supremacy system, the same systemic. Just because some of us might get wealth, even financial aid. I went into a college here in Chicago with my son, looked at differently, given a hard time. Why? Because I'm determined to complete nursing school. I'm determined to go to work. At one point, I was taking my children to work with me when I was an independent contractor project developer a few years ago. But the moment I stop and I sit on my behind and I fully get that welfare check and I'm fully riding off of Section 8, I'm a bad mother there too. Can't win for trying to lose.
Mm-hmm.
To appease who? I'm gonna go to work and I'm gonna walk across that stage July 15th of 2023 with my licensed practical nursing degree. And my kids, they got what they wanted this Christmas. The sky's the limit the next year. And that's how every Black woman and Black man should feel and should do it. We want y'all in the household. But at the same time, a real woman is not gonna, if we gotta keep repeating y'all to take out the garbage, baby, can you please, you beating on your chest, I'm an alpha, I'm an alpha, I'm an alpha. That's great. Words don't mean anything. I could talk about being a nurse all day, but if I don't get my butt up and study them books, that's nothing. You can talk about being an alpha. You can talk about you this, you that all day long. But if you do not get up and demonstrate that, you're the crime chaser. If you don't get out there and chase crime, you're just talking, right?
That's right.
It's the same thing. And it's not to say I have nothing against Black men. I go harder on the women because I'm a single mother. And I clarify that I'm a mother. I'm a parent of two. When it comes, I changed up my terminology because I wanted to be more unifying for Black men. I can break it down when the time comes in the doctor's offices, you know, when it's filling out tax forms. But for the most part, I want my Black men, regardless if y'all find me attractive or not, because I'm sexy as hell. I know I am. I want everybody to feel the same way. We want to unite with you all. We know there's child support issues. We know there's custody issues. We know all of that. Work with us. Come take out the damn garbage when you say you're going to do it. And stop getting on us. You don't look at it as a woman saying, hey, I'm independent. No, I know that if my woman, she's so independent where if I go off to war, she got my kids and hers. My woman's so independent, she can take care of me and this household. That's what they should be thinking. It should be something of pride to have a good, educated Black woman on your team, which is what we want to be on you all's team. Exactly. You shouldn't have to remind a man about his responsibility. This is not to come down on y'all. This is never, but at the same time, it's like if we're doing great, we're coming down on the Black men. But if we're messing up and not being good mothers to our children, to y'all children, we're still screwed up and jacked up and hood rats. What do y'all want? We're going to love these babies always. The children are always going to come first. Help us to put them first.
Can I say something?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Okay. I want to ask you a question. I want you to answer possible. That's not a trap question.
I got you.
What do you think that the man wants?
I mean, you know, a little love and a little slap on. Well, we ain't gonna slap y'all on the booty, but we want, you know, I think y'all need to be fed. I think y'all need y'all feet rubbed.
Stop, no, hold on. I'm asking you. Don't say.
What do I think? I think a man
wants from the woman.
Honestly, I feel like you all want, from what I've been hearing, but what I personally feel like, as of late, you all want some type of control. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, depending on how you look at it. It's not about what you say or what you do, is how you go about doing it. How you go about getting your woman to submit to you naturally, as my son's father would say. How you shouldn't have to ask a woman or ask me. We know what we're gonna do. Black women, we know what we're gonna do. We know if we're gonna give y'all the goodies the moment we talk to y'all, the moment we see y'all. It's a matter of your natural energy, your aura. How are you projecting yourself without the I need you to be submissive? We know what y'all want. But is that energy, are y'all projecting it to us? Like, damn, baby, no, I got you. Don't worry about it, I got you. It was a man talking on Go Live last night. I literally shut the hell up for 5 minutes. I shut up because he was saying, he wasn't taking a man or a woman's side. He spoke with some transparency. And that's what we look for as well. Not, I'm the man, it's Stone Age, let me hit you over the head because I got a big kahuna and I'm gonna whip this thing and you're gonna do what I say. Like you said, we do have the education. We do have the money. We can do it without y'all. And that's what we have been doing. But it's not to say that we don't need or want y'all. You meet us halfway. Yeah.
Let me say something. You guys have been doing it without us, without the men. But look at your children. What are your children out here doing?
You don't know me or you don't know me.
No, I'm just saying, period. I'm just saying, period. I'm just saying.
Overall.
Look at our children.
I will say it applies to who it applies to. I will say this because I don't know if my son's father or his family watches, but I'll say that the situation is what it is between him and I, right? But I can honestly say it's only been one man around my soon-to-be 12-year-old daughter for the past 8 years, and that's my son's father who's sitting right in front of me. Regardless of what because we don't argue, we have interesting disagreements,
Right.
but he's never said that's not my child, don't bring her to my house. He's never cursed me about her. He says, hey, how are the babies? My daughter's father, wherever he is, there's an understanding. When we speak, your son, his son, that's family. Situations like that happen. They might not be in the household, but I believe after 12 years with one, 6 with the other, there's definitely an understanding. You can still be a great co-parent because people should not stay together for the children, but there has to be an understanding, like you said, with grown folks, that the children come first. Now, I have the closest bond with my son's father. Anything he said, I respect it. He was teaching him how to wrestle the other day. My little 5-year-old, he's tall as hell. It kind of bothered me because he was crying, but I said, Margarita, shut up, fall back. And then it went from him crying to him, Daddy, teach me more. And my spirit, as always, when I watch him with my daughter, it lit up. That's what women like to see. Stop talking and just do. And we will naturally follow. Women, we're tired of being, trust me, we are tired of being at the forefront. Work with us and not against us. Don't see our education, our cars, our bodies as a threat. That's how y'all are taking it. And that's how society wants y'all to take it.
Well,
you get what I'm
what?
saying?
Let me say, I don't need to cut you off real quick.
Yeah, you good.
It's in our nature to provide.
Mm-hmm.
And
absolutely.
That's our nature as a man. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You're not a religious.
Absolutely.
You're spiritual. But
no, I'm spiritual.
Right. Let me say this. God has made the woman desires to a man. That was her punishment. He made.
I know the Bible. So.
I know. Okay.
I know.
Made that her desire, but they fight against that. You know, they fight against that. They have so many excuses why they don't submit. Well, you don't know. But let's just say, like you saying, men want you work with the women, but women want you work with the men as well. It goes both ways.
Halfway. Exactly. It goes both ways. We can take it biblical or otherwise. Point being, there we can all agree there's a disconnect. When a man, some of the men think that they have, and let's be real. I hate to throw race in this. I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. We grown, respectfully agree to disagree. Some black men operate as though they are in the capacity, financially and otherwise, as white men. That's what they're fighting. You come home after you get out in these streets, you're fighting the white man, and then I feel like some of them are mad at the white man because they're being oppressed by them, that they come home and they take that energy out on us. Whereas black women, that's where we have to be strong to say, damn, here go this crap again. We not in terms of y'all being upset, but how do we help y'all? How do we take care of the house? We're going to work, we're taking care of the house, we're paying the bills. And then you got some of these men out here. I know a 25-year-old great young man that's associated with my sisters, no criminal record, 2-parent household, sisters got degrees, 25 years old, still living at home, no children, not in college. What are you doing? No criminal record. We're gonna blame that on black women too? I'm just saying. Because he could have a car, he could have a college education, he could have a wife, but he chooses not to go to college to get a better paying job or a trade. He chooses not to get off his mama's or his daddy's couch because they're still together. So I say, do you blame the black woman for that too? Because there are cases out there like that. The blame is always on us. That's just the reality of it.
But y'all,
Go
y'all are the carriers of life. And
absolutely.
Listen, and you guys, and I'm sorry, women, I love y'all. Y'all know I do. But you guys are the weakest link. Y'all gonna get attacked. You are the weakest link, and they know that from this dominant society. You don't have to agree with me, but you are.
I'm listening. I'm listening.
Yeah, you are the weakest link.
We're soft target. I will say that we are a soft. I will say that we are a soft target because they cannot get to y'all because y'all are still men and y'all are still strong. we are the soft target. They got us with the feminist movement. They got us with welfare. I know my history. I'm 35.
Yes.
I might be a baby to some of y'all. Don't take offense to that. We all grown. We all laugh. And I can poke fun at myself. I might not be as old as you. Move, little boy. I might not be as old as you all, but I do know my history and my history. I love history. So I can't say, I understand that part because some of us have drank the Kool-Aid. We didn't have too much of the Kool-Aid. So we think, oh, you're going to bow down to me. No, nobody should be bowing down to anybody but a higher power or their spirituality and what they believe in. You get what I'm saying? Because I can look at it from every angle. It's a matter of how we going to get off this once we get done talking about it. What are black men going to do to demonstrate that they can lead versus I'm an alpha. I'm an alpha. Listen to me. I got a penis, so I'm an alpha. That's what we're seeing in today's society. You don't have an Instagram body. You not this. Your hair too nappy. Your eyelashes too long. Then when we take all of that off and we let this out and we let the naps out, oh, your hair not straight. We don't know what y'all want half the time.
You know why?
We're just as confused as y'all.
You know why? You know why? And you just said it. You just said it. Because you guys have to sit down. And when I say you guys, men and women, and talk. Yeah. What is it the man? We think different. We totally two different people. We think
we are.
We don't.
We are the same culturally. We go through the same thing, but I think sometimes black men forget that we are fighting the same oppressor. It's just we're going through it as women.
Well, see,
don't ever think that it's easy to go in there and get that education.
Let me say this: the same oppressor that you talk about have given you tools to be the head of the household. And you got to agree with me.
Hold on. I do, but not every woman is on welfare. Not every woman is getting a child support check. Okay. Not every woman got an easy route. Excuse me. Oh, I drank too much tea today. Not every woman got an easy ride through college. Not every woman got that. Some women's husbands died in war. It was an attorney lady. If you follow these success stories with these educated black women, there was a lady whose husband died in war, 5 kids. She went off to become an attorney. That journey had not have been easy for her, losing her husband that she had 5 children by, right? This is just an example. Another woman, I know a lady right now, 50-some years old, crack, cocaine, drugs, had her kids taken away, got them back. She's working on her doctorate and she's married. They just closed on a house a couple years ago. You get what I'm saying? So and again, she was out there. She talks about her story publicly. These are examples of women who had husbands or who have husbands. Y'all got to stop being threatened by the government. The government is giving us a headache, quiet as kept. It's not easy to, and I ain't I've received food stamps before when I went through situations with whatever my.
What's wrong with food stamps?
No, hold on, because everybody's always talking about the government this, the government that. You got to look at it this.
Can you hear?
You hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you now. Go ahead.
My bad, my phone was ringing. I ain't answering that. But I've done family court advocacy in a different state. It's not easy for a woman to be going up against custody battles against a woman who just tried to kill her. The courts are just as harsh on the women. Y'all don't see that. Y'all don't see that. So I have to, like you said, I have to shame the devil. I have to shame the devil. Open up you all's eyes and say, you know what? You might not be able to relate to me as a man, but I'm going to hear you out as a woman. Women, y'all could dog us out, drag us. Y'all got this, y'all got that, y'all ain't shit, but we still out there fighting. Trayvon Martin, George Floyd, the whole 9 yards. We are still rocking with y'all, and we're going to stay rocking with y'all, regardless if y'all see it or not. But I'm not going to not get my nursing, and I'm the old girl not going to stop being a police officer. We're not going to stop loving on these babies. We want to love on y'all too. Are y'all ready to receive it? Y'all are asking us, can we be submissive? We have to meet each other halfway. It cannot constantly be this. Y'all say we throwing up our education and this and that. Stop being threatened by it. So somewhere in y'all feelings about black women don't respect the black. Okay, well, you know, that's how you feel, brother. That's how you feel. Bottom line, there's a lot of us out there that still rock with y'all, and we can still be respectful and understand. But submission for any black woman is not going to come because you all are asking for it and you feel like you want it. Actions speak louder than words. We don't just get up when we talk about these babies. we get up and we take care of them, regardless of what y'all think, because at the end of the day, like y'all said, if y'all not doing it, who's going to do it? The system? We already know what happens with that.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Absolutely.
And this is going a little history. You say you 35, right?
30, I'll be 36 in March. Pisces. Shout out to all my Pisces out there.
Pisces. Okay. Do you think black people from the 60s and the 50s, we'll just say Martin Luther King and Malcolm X era, you black power, do you think back in those days, we was more married, more together during the Jim Crow segregation?
It was tight. The brothers were not sagging.
That the women have blossomed, which I'm not mad. I love a beautiful black woman that's strong, intelligent. I love it. I say it all the time. Some men don't like it.
We love y'all too.
But let me say this. But look at our plight right now. You got women that no husbands compared to the 60s.
Here's
you
what
got
I say.
Our
some of the black women from that time drank the Kool-Aid. They drank the Kool-Aid, meaning that feminist junk. I almost drank the Kool-Aid. I had to spit that crap out. We're not doing that, because I feel like that feminist movement, yes, we deserve equal pay, but at the same time, I felt like it was very man-hating, very man-bashing. White women running that shit. Excuse my language. White women running that. So I felt bad. I'm not doing anything pertaining to Susan or Sarah or Becky. No disrespect to them, but I got to stay with my brothers. Regardless of how they feel about us, however much resentment, I have to be on the front line with my black kings out there, period. I'm not a feminist. And I say it to I don't care who got a problem with it on my page. If you see my page, you don't like what I'm saying about other people and black empowerment, get off. To answer your question, when it comes to families back during that time, the 60s and 70s era, the Black Panther movement, I love it, that Black Panther movement, families were more intact, and men were also men. They were conducting themselves as men. You have to look at the way the mindset and the construct was of the black man. They were more, as y'all like to say, they were more masculine. They were more confident and in control. Now, some of them, could have been abusive, whatever. We're not talking about that. Men were men back then. I know my history. They weren't walking around with their pants a sag. They didn't have, to my knowledge, from what I've seen, they didn't have too many resentment toward it. It was all about black men and women working together. The black woman had to lean on the black man. But again, I feel like a person's choice to get an education and a person's choice, you can't live off of $12 or anything. I tell my daughter and my son every day, you can't bring nothing less than a B in this house. You have to get your education. People say that that's dangerous, especially with a daughter, but at the same time, what am I supposed to tell her? Don't get an education because you want to appear to be submissive. Don't go and become your best academically or financially because you want to be appealing to a man who wants a submissive woman. I've been told this by men and women that I need to pipe down on encouraging my daughter to get an education. You can't live, poverty wages is poverty, married or not. You get what I'm saying? So again, I'm looking at it from being self-sufficient, not competing against the black man. The black man ain't shit for me to compete against because I'm dealing with oppression. Y'all are not my competition. And I'm pretty sure a lot of black women feel that way. Whatever Shaniqua and Jazzy or whatever girl and Hood Rat did to y'all, that's on them. That's not on the rest of us.
Let me ask
that's
you.
That's not on the rest of us. Absolutely.
Have you ever been married before?
No, I've been engaged.
You've been engaged?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you ever see yourself being married?
With today, honestly, no. And I say that because with today's, and it's not because, and I know I'm coming off strong and I'm, that's how I am. That's how I am as a person. When I was engaged to the gentleman that I was engaged to, I had his back, his front, his side. He was in a whole other state. The brother told me he was hungry and I fed him and his ex-wife and my 5 stepchildren and his mother. Why? Because that is what a real woman does. It's a family effort. I don't give a damn if you don't like me. You're going to respect me. And that's what I had. They didn't, ex-wife couldn't say nothing to me. I respected her as their mother. I didn't try to step on her toes because those are my two are here. I got 2 kids, not 10. But if I know I'm coming into your children's life and he's coming into mine, and I've known this man for almost 10 years, I'm gonna do what I need to do to demonstrate to you that I got your kids back. I'm not their money, but I got their back. And I got his back. And his mama didn't like me, but she respected me. Why? Because anything her son, her grown alpha male son needed, who turned out to be something else, which I'm not going to put him out there like that, I was there for him. He asked me for $600, and I told him I would get it to him by 6 o'clock that morning. He had it. And I still got my hair done that morning till 9 o'clock that morning. Facts. My kids still went to school. I still bought my car that same day. Not to brag, but that's what a lot of us are about. We can do it, but at the same time, if we're being mistreated and we're being and abused, we're going to pull back. Like I said, when you know better, you do better. We make better decisions. Some of us have had to learn. We've had to make better decisions. So I'm hoping that I can find somebody to spend the rest of my life with. Well, but at the same time, do I see a man wanting to marry me?
Go
ahead.
You got too much masculinity in you, baby. You ain't, you know what I'm saying? You too.
So what? So okay. So what about me is coming? No, I'm 5'9".
Yeah. You
we
can't.
Grown, 40.
Listen.
We grown. 40. Yeah. I'm a tall woman.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a tall. You can't. I'm 46 double D. I'm long. I have muscles because I work in healthcare. I'm lifting patients. I like to work out. My stomach a little, chunky, cause whatever. But for the most part, how am I coming off masculine? You asked me that. How am I coming off too masculine when I'm just speaking and projecting and passionate about your life and what we're talking about? I'm passionate about Black people. I'm passionate about education. I'm passionate about children. I'm passionate about Black men and women, Black culture. That's me.
Let me just say something. I'm gonna just help you out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I read most of all these comments. And I notice when a certain person get on my live, you go in on them. You know what I'm saying? You just go.
I actually think, dude, he's funny.
Yeah,
because he contradicts himself a lot. He contradicts himself a lot. And cool. I'm not the only.
Yeah.
It's respectful. If he had a conversation with me one-to-one, I guarantee you he would leave the environment laughing and ready for more, because he doesn't know me as a person and I don't know him as a person. And he mentioned, I know who you're talking about. He mentioned that, oh, she calling dudes fine and whatnot. Yes, the brother that was on before him was fine as hell. It doesn't mean I'm about to go track him down through his iPhone and try to give him my cookies. Clink, clink, thing on lockdown. But the brother was fine. It is not a crime for me to compliment. I think you're handsome. It is not a problem, and it should be a crime for me to compliment a Black man. That's what makes people feel. It's not sexual harassment.
Right.
I can say some things to you now. I can say some things to you, and to show you how feminine I am. You feel me? Because I'm not with the bullshit, but I'm with the shits. However, this is just me being a strong woman physically. I work in healthcare. I work in psych. I pick things up and I put things down, but but I'm not a dude. I look like this. I've been working from home all day. How is that?
I'm not talking about your looks. Your looks. You're a female. You can see that all day. I'm talking about your energy that you put out. You know what I'm saying? See, listen. Let me just say something.
Wow.
Okay, let me just say something. Let me see something.
Yes,
I know what's been said. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You tell daughter, get her education, which is the right thing to do. It's the right thing.
Absolutely.
But
yes, sir.
Also, do you want your daughter to wind up in the same situation you're in when it comes to, because your daughter gonna start dating one day. She's gonna start dating.
Don't break my heart with that, because I'm not.
See?
No. I mean that in a good way, in a loving way.
Right.
You take it again in a loving way.
Right.
I want her to have a fine ass Black man. I need some beautiful grandbabies when it's the time. Yes, I preach self-sufficiency, and I demonstrate that to my children. You're not gonna, if a woman or a man don't work, they don't eat. Right. So again, yes, I'm telling my daughter to get an education and to keep her grades up. She doesn't have a choice. It's my child. She ain't got no choice. Straight A student. She ain't got no choice. But what's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with that. But you see, the thing is, this is what we do as parents. And I tell all parents, just listen to me. Instead of giving our children everything that we didn't have, teach them everything that we didn't know, and what we didn't know. So
absolutely,
right. And this is the thing.
yes.
You, as being a woman, a concerned parent, we have to balance. We have to teach our children balance. Okay, now listen. This is how a man's supposed to treat you, but
absolutely,
at the same time,
yes.
you educate yourself. So if your relationship don't work out or your marriage don't work out, you can be self-sufficient with that.
If you were
right.
in my house, you would see that. If you were in my car, because we take drives, COVID, we can't do too much, but we drive to the park or whatever, social distance or whatever. If you knew me personally, and if you were around my children, and you see what his father's teaching her, and the conversations that she has with her father, and the male relatives, and I don't have a lot of men around my children, it's just not how I roll, but then against those who do, we have those conversations with her. She's primarily in my household. We have those conversations. I have those conversations with her. I want her to be the best individually and collectively with a partner, to where if your partner is hurt in a war or he gets into a car accident, baby, I got you. Baby, I got you. 4 words that's going to stay in your vocabulary. Why? Because your mother taught you. They say you got to teach a person, don't just give them the fish, give them the rod so that the way they can keep fishing and learn how to, feed the village and whatnot. She's going to have those tools mentally and emotionally. Now, nobody's perfect, but to be able to take care of her husband. And I would like to think vice versa. It's not just get an education, beat the man, beat the man. No, it's beat the system, beat the oppressor. It's, you got to forget competing with Ray Ray and Pookie. You got to compete with Sarah, Susan, and Kenneth, who don't want any of us that looks like this and that look like you to succeed. That's what I'm instilling in them. Am I perfect? Is anybody on the side perfect? Absolutely not. But I think to completely ignore the importance of that, that's why our neighborhoods are in the conditions that they're in. That's why our black men and some of our black women are out there shooting at the block, or, little Tatianas, bust down Tatiana. We don't listen to that garbage in my house.
This is going to throw a curve in everything we talked about. But yes, a lot of young black men that's out there shooting and killing, they come from single mothers. A lot of them come from single mothers.
Again, and that statistically, that might be true. But here is what I say. Again, I come from a single mother. I've been through some ish. You would think that I would have more children. You would think that I would out there be drinking and driving. No, nobody knows everything. But I know what I know. And y'all know what y'all know. And I know that the mistakes that I have made, I've taken the initiative to get counseling. I've taken the initiative to deal with my trauma, whether it be from my past relationships or my childhood, so that way I'm not projecting that onto my children, so that way I didn't project it onto my children's fathers and my ex-fiance. I don't know everything, sweetheart. I really don't. I know what I know, and I don't dismiss. I'm not going to dumb myself down either to appeal to anybody, and I don't think anybody else should either. And just starting, I'm looking at the comments. Listen, sometimes you learn. Well, let's hear it. Let's hear it. I see the comments. I'm not offended at all. But my stance is where it's at. And that's that. If I'm coming off masculine, if somebody sees me and they say, oh, I seen you on Martin's Live and you didn't know how to shut up and I can't deal with you, so be it. I wish you well. But anybody who knows me knows me truly. They know me truly. And at the end of the day, like you said, say what you will, you're going to be where you're going to be at, and the rest of us are going to be where we're going to be at. Nobody is ever going to be happy on either side until the divisiveness stops. People want me to shut up and listen. Say something of substance, and then you can talk to me. Get to talk to me on Facebook, have a conversation with me, and then you can tell me to shut up and listen, for those of y'all who's saying that. I'm not offended, respectfully. I'm going to get off and let these people that's telling me to shut up come in here and say something of substance, hopefully, since they got so much they want me to listen to.
I love you. Don't go nowhere now. All right.